Hi and welcome to all the racing enthusiasts around the globe who are joining us for this pre-recorded show. Early doors on Thursday morning. It is for the Friday meeting, and this takes place at Fairview on the Poly track. An early start 11:50, a 9-race program. And thank goodness we got Grant Paddock on the line, the resident expert. He can give us the lowdown and hopefully point us in the right direction. Grant, firstly, how are you doing? And then secondly, what do you think of the card overall?
Yeah, morning Sheldon, morning punters, all good my side, thank you very much. Weather's also very good, and with regards to the card, extremely difficult. I think the exotics are going to pay very, very well. We've had a bit of rain down this side, so the stables have had a bit of an interrupted prep, so it could be a very, very interesting card.
Early start 11:50 on the Poly, race number 1. This is run over a distance of 1,300 meters. Been a 9-race program, does not form part of the exotics, where the Justin Snaith team have number 5, All About Love, trading at 13-10. Number 10, Cape Flower from the Kelly Mitchley stable at 7-2. You'll be able to tell us a bit more about how Cape Flower is doing. And then it's 9-2 about number 6, Son of Erupt. Grant, in the first race, not being part of the exotics and the guys looking to make a little bit of money to play the exotics for free, where would you be going in race number 1?
Yeah, Sheldon, not a very strong maiden race, this, the Justice Snaith horse. I think it ran second year the other day. I think it stayed behind and got the draw. If it takes to the Poly, it'll win 13-10. Punters, just have a look how it goes down. If it's not too green, it should beat a field like this. Main dangers here, Son of Erupt. Nice race last time out when he was hampered around the turn. Cape Flower, moderate filly. Should run a place, draws a big concern there as well. But this race is set up for All About Love and should win and win well.
So there we go. Favourite in the first race. Hopefully you can make some money. The form lines have been franked, so it looks in good order. On to race number 2, which will be the opening leg of the bar pot, which is over 1,200 meters. And you'll notice Grant Paddock's suggested bet is the place accumulator, which will come up in race number 3. The betting for race number 2, they have number 2, Fantasy Girl from the Alan Creef stable with Kelvin Abib aboard. A set of blinkers, very consistent, fair draw. Fantasy Girl 5-2. Number 5, which is Queen of the Palace, that is your second favourite at 5-1 with number 1, Ruby Claire, number 6, Opera Verse, and then after that, number 7, Royal Venus at 6-1. Do you believe that number 2, Fantasy Girls, are going to take all the beating if the blinkers have the desired effect?
Sheldon, this is a weaker field than the previous. I must be honest with you, very shallow field here. She's had many, many opportunities. The blinkers is probably a last-ditch hope for Alan to get over the line. He couldn't have picked a better race. She's definitely a massive runner. So too is this filly, which I actually prefer, Opera Verse from the Duncan Mackenzie yard from a 3-draw. Dennis Swartz is riding extremely well. He seems to do very, very well on our Poly. Opera Verse is my first choice. Fantasy Girl is definitely going to be the biggest danger. A filly like Ruby Claire should be there and thereabouts. And then number 4, Pontevecchio and Royal Venus for quartet kind of horses. I'm tipping at 6, 2, 1 and 7, and I'm in the camp of Opera Verse.
That'll take us on to race number 3, and looking at the third race, it'll be the opening leg of the place accumulator. And you've gone with numbers 1, Beijing Boulevard from the Kelly Mitchley stable from the 9 draw at this stage, and number 2, Sierra Sky, that's drawn out at around 6 with Sandile Kati, also for the Kelly Mitchley stable. And at this point in time, the trip is 1,600 meters, 1,300 hours the off time. Tell us about the Kelly Mitchley runners here. They priced up right up there in the betting.
Yeah, 100% Sheldon. Looks like it could be a Mitchley race, this with the 1 and the 2, Beijing Boulevard and Sierra Sky. I've been waiting for this filly Sierra Sky to go over the mile. She's got to be a big runner. I did speak to the yard. They do like Beijing Boulevard. Probably his best opportunity to win a race. Global Scene, definitely the danger, the favourite Global Scene. Going the mile the first time, small question mark, but I'm sure they'll have it spot on for this kind of a race. I'm tipping at 1, 2, 5, and then the 7. I do think it's a Mitchley race.
There we go. So Grant Paddock, they're strongly in the camp of the Kelly Mitchley stable, and they'll be looking to get into the winner's enclosure in race number 3. As we step on the gas and we move on to race number 4, which will be the opening leg of the pick 6. So the pick 6 players need to get a rocking and a rolling and have their bets on by 13:35. 1,600 meters the distance. And grant number 4, Union Rose. Let's just have a look. I think there's a scratching here. Number 6, King Sailor's out. So take out number 6, King Sailor. And that leaves us with your best bet on the card, number 4, Union Rose. Also from the Kelly Mitchley stable, you got an in-4 Muzi Yeni at 17-10. And you also got the second favourite here, number 7. So take it away, Grant.
Yeah, 100% Sheldon. I really do fancy this horse. Put a line through his last run. He came back virusing. The previous start on the poly was a very, very good run. He's picked the right field. El Rami, Archie and Path of Choice, the 2 8-year-olds, they got small chances, but I really think Kelly's found the right race for this horse, Union Rose. I think he'll be very, very hard to beat. With regards to Maldana, he'll be running on late. He definitely prefers it a bit further, but if the pace is on, he can run into the back end of quartets, and so too Bryden Bay. He's going the mile for the first time, but a very decent post-maiden run last time out, and he's got to be there and thereabouts. I'm tipping at 4, 1, 2 and 3, Sheldon, with my banker on the day and my nap, Union Rose.
Right, let's move along to race number 5, and this will be contested over a distance of 2,000 meters. And when it comes to the market, they are betting 33-10 the field. Numbers 2 and 5, Spin Doctor and 1 Carlos, both trading at 33-10. Number 3, Central City is 9-2. And then number 6, Downing 7 at around 6 and 7-1. Let's kick off with your value selection on the day, Grant, which is number 6, Downing 7. And just having a look at this stage of the game is drawn out at 8. But when you look at this individual, a victory over Alado's Pride in the penultimate run on the poly, and really absolutely appreciates the surface.
Yeah, 100% Sheldon. Now, this horse opened at 8-1. I couldn't believe the price. Is very, very good value. I make him a very, very strong contender back on the poly over 2,000 meters. He absolutely loves the surface. Strong jock up in Dennis. I'm not concerned about the draw at all. And he'll be a very, very hard horse to beat. The likes of Spin Doctor and Jean Carlos from the Tara Lang yard. Yeah, they're back on the poly, these two horses, so we've got to see how they go. But I'm sure Spin Doctor's probably preferred. If I look at the jockey arrangements, there was chase riding that. Pie Knight also has to have a decent chance back on the poly as well. He's always there and thereabouts, but he's quite inconsistent as well. And then the likes of Gideon's Daughter, that ran last week. Central City's got to have a quartet kind of a chance. He ran a good third on the poly over a mile and will enjoy the step up to the 2,000 on the poly. Very good value in Downing 7 year, Sheldon, and I'm tipping at 6, 3, 2 and 7.
There we go, 6, 3, 2 and 7, with Downing 7 being the value selection on the card. Next up, we'll go on to race number 6, and once again a wide open betting affair. They are betting 33 and 7-2 the field. Number 6, Golden Link, and number 1, Inherit the Rain. They're at the top of the boards, and then after that you can get 9-2 about number 9, which is from the Kelly Mitchley stable, so Grant will fill us in there, and then 11-2, number 5, Slings and Arrows. At this point in time, there are no scratchings. Take us through your numbers as far as the place accumulator goes, and then you can tell us a bit about the Kelly Mitchley stable.
100%. I've gone for 1, 6 and 9 in my place accumulator. This horse, Golden Link's absolutely very, very nice horse. He really is a good horse. He won a very good race last time out. They brought him back to the sprint because he's got a wind problem and he battles to breathe, this horse. So they brought him down the straight and it worked a charm. They're now going around the turn again, 1,400 on the poly. It could be a problem. If they've got their hand on this, the finger on this breathing issue, he's got to be a massive run off 100 merit rating. He really is a smart looking horse and he moves very well too. I think he's got a bright future if they can just get their finger on this, on the breathing. Golden Link for me, Makachev, massive runner. Working extremely well back home. Muzi from a good draw. Likes to get right up there. He's one on the poly. No concerns with that surface. And then the two older horses, Inherit the Rain and Teatro, they've got to be there and thereabouts. So I've gone for 2, 6, 8 and 9 in my place. 1, 6 and 9 in my place accumulator. And I'm tipping at 6, 9, 1 and 2, Sheldon.
Super. And then just one other horse I'd like to touch on, number 3, Laguna Verde, making the local introduction there. Is there any word on the ground about this individual? The Sunner, give me the green light. Just looking at some earlier form. Obviously, the last 3 runs, I'm not quite sure what went amiss there.
Yeah, no, nothing, all quiet on the ground. I see no money for it early. They normally do fancy them. They'll have a bet early. Drawn out to 12 on the poly for the first run here. Over 1,400 is going to be extremely difficult. They'll probably just drop it in and let it run on. But no talk on the ground for that one. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, Sheldon.
Right, as we move into the territory of race number 7. So if you're looking to take the last treble, races 7, 8 and 9, 15, 20 over 1,100 meters. Number 3, USA's Hope, is your 22-10 favourite, and then there's quite a gap after that, 6-1 and bigger the rest of the field. Let's start off with number 3, which is USA's Hope with the Gavin Smith team. If you look at his overall form, he's got some fair runs to some decent horses, the likes of King of the Gauls, Sharfolia, Yamadori. So US Hope, where do you put him in the pecking order, Grant?
Well, first of all, this is a field race, so he doesn't have to be too good to win a race like this. You know those form lines better than I do, but he's got the one draw. He's got Craig Zaki up the stable jock. These Durban horses, they always seem to take a run or two to find themselves in Port Elizabeth, and he's only been here a month, so I'm expecting him to need it and maybe 1 or 2 more runs to get into it. It's a very, very tricky race. I thought Alan Greefyard had a good hand with Cool Winter, Executor, whatever next. Those 3 horses were probably are the main contenders here, and then you got the lightweights in European Summer and Ella's Delight and Notoric. So very, very tricky race. The Sheldon punters need to be very careful of this. Go as wide as possible. My place accumulator, I went 2, 6, 8 and 9. I've tipped it 2, 6, 9 and 8, but the pick 6 you need to add in 1, 3, 4 and 10. Just to take note that Bethel number 7 has been scratched.
There we go. So number 7, Bethel, a non-participant, and that makes it 1 less to beat. As we step into the territory of race number 8, where they are betting 4-2 on the field. So it doesn't seem to get any easier as we're slicing through the card. Numbers 4 and 7, they're at 4-1. Flower Festival and Jumbo Sana. Number 1, Havana Grey at 5-1, along with number 3, Bosnay, and then you can get 7-1 and better the rest. Now, Grant, when it comes to this event, number 3, Bosnay, a number of the Shrudies took the merit rating strike last time, dropped down to 65 or so, 65, and the boys latched onto the 33-1, and she managed to come through and find her better form.
Yeah, she won a very good race, blew me out to pick 6. I couldn't find it, but this one's gone from a mile down to 1,200. Maybe he sharpened it up. She won very well from the front. If she can go back-to-back with the penalty, I'm not 100% sure. This filly Flower Festival in super form on the poly. Got the draw, got the jockey. Sharon Cotson's got her yard in good shape. I think she's definitely the horse to beat. I'm not too worried about the furlong. Louis will make sure that she's in the vanguard and she's got enough gate speed to be up there. She's definitely my first choice in the race. My placed accumulator numbers are 3, 4 and 7. Jumbo Sana, very bad draw, otherwise probably the horse to beat. 4 and the 7, and then Common Hans Passions to fill up the quartet. I've tipped at 4, 3, 7 and 8, and in the pick 6 we're going to be adding the 11 De Janeiro, who the stable do think will run an improved race.
So, on to race number 9, which will be bringing down the curtain, and the Hollywoodbets Syndicate. We all know they're overseas in America to see Isi Vungu Vungu run at the Breeders' Cup, so they'll be looking forward to Isi Vungu Vungu. But in the meantime, they've got the top 2 runners in the betting here, looking to get closer to that 600 mark, with number 3, Jade's Cabernet at 28-10. And then Ikembula Besi Pasani trading at 3-1. Audacious is 9-2, number 6. And then number 8, See You in a Bit at 8-1 with number 1, Fanny Kemble. Let's start with number 3, Jade's Cabernet. I believe you're bankering this in the place accumulator. And if you look at the poly form, just about untouchable.
Yeah, 100%. The right horse in the race. They've got the right race for her. I'm not concerned about the draw at all. She's a filly that likes to get dropped out and runs very hard at them late. The pace will be on with the stable companion, the 2 Ikembele Busivazan. She loves to go up there, and Chase will probably make it nice and hot from a half-decent draw. I think the Hollywood horses will run 1-2. That's a very strong race for them. I see there's been a bit of money for this horse, Fanny Campbell. Unfortunately, she's drawn out at 11 with a 62 kilos on her back, so it's not going to be easy coming back from a break, but you have to respect that early money from the Cotson yard. And then this filly Audacious won a very good race from the front. Being a maiden place, she's probably going to have to step up 1 or 2, but she can run into the back end of quartets. So too can see you in a bit. I'm tipping at 3, 2, 1 and 6, and my banker in the place accumulator, Jade's Cabernet.
So, number 3, Jade's Cabernet is your banker in the place accumulator, hoping to come through. Grant, every now and again I find a horse that I like a bit of. A number 8, See You in a Bit, which is currently trading at around 8 and 10 to 1. The form hasn't really been there, but I like the fact that this daughter of Master of My Fate has dropped down to a 64, and the last run was only beaten 2 lengths by Rainbird. So how is See You in a Bit doing?
Yeah, she's okay. She's got issues, Sheldon. She's doesn't move the best, to be honest with you. You have to watch her go down. She's a filly that can run into the quartets, but she's probably got to improve a little bit to get to the likes of Jade's Cabernet and Ikembele Busivazan.
So there we go. As we heard it, watch this individual move down to the post, see if she strides down or is a little bit choppy, needs a warm-up, but also at around 8 to 1 that you have to throw into all of the equations. So Grant, that's the 9-race program. We're going to bring up your suggested bets for your legion of followers out there, and there's plenty of them out there, so let's hope you point them in the right direction once again.
Thank you very much, Sheldon. My best bet, race 4, number 4, Union Rose. The value bet, race 5, number 6, Downing 7. And the suggested bet, the place accumulator, goes as follows. We open up with 1 and 2 by banker 4, by 2, 3, 6, by 1, 6, 9, by 2, 6, 8 and 9, by 3, 4, 7, by banker 3 for 216 Rand.
Well, thanks very much, Grant. And all things being equal, as you mentioned, the weather's turned nicely. And let's hope the horses, when they turn for home, they come home as good as the wind. So thanks very much, Grant, and all the best.
Thank you very much, Sheldon, and good luck to those punters tomorrow. Goodbye. Thanks very much to Grant Paddock, the resident expert on the line for the Fairview meeting on the poly track. He's given us the lowdowns and hopefully the high ups, which are the horses that he has selected, and hopefully your horse runs faster than the rest of the field.